Every new year, there's a hype around new year, new you. Everywhere you look, it feels like everybody's talking about goal setting, a new chapter, fresh starts, vision boards, you name it. But it's very, very inspiring, but do they actually work? I'm Faria Barlas, chartered psychologist and a business growth coach. And today I want us to talk about why New Year resolutions don't necessarily work and why they may fail and what to do instead. So if you are feeling the same pressure to close a chapter and leap into a new chapter, even though you may not be ready, you're not alone. There is a lot of pressure around that. And the thing is, a calendar or a date in a calendar should not dictate when you're ready for a change. You should. So here's the truth. Most resolutions, they are doomed right from the beginning because they rely a lot on external pressure rather than internal readiness. So what it means is that what are we supposed to just step into January and suddenly let go of our past or let go of the things that no longer serve us? Are we supposed to just have all these ambitious goals and plans with no margin for error and we are supposed to execute them? Or we are supposed to step into a new chapter even though we're not done with the old chapter yet? So of course, that's a lot of pressure to put on ourselves. So this is one of the reasons as to why your resolutions fail, because of the timing and the forced timing. Because what then happens is by February, we're going to start feeling guilty or feel like we are failing at something because of all this pressure. And isn't it interesting that the very things that you are setting a goal for yourself to achieve or to let go of are the same things that last year, this time, you were trying to let go of or you were trying to achieve as well. So we can safely say that these resolutions and the pressure of the timing does not work. Also, one more thing that's very, very important, and it always gets overlooked, and that is that you are the same person stepping into a new year with the same body and the same nervous system. So what makes you think that just because you're going to change your behavior or even your mindset, that your body and your nervous system is going to be on board with all these big changes? If your body doesn't feel safe for you to grow, then you get stuck in what I call functional freeze, where no amount of willpower or vision boards or goal setting is not going to help you to step into what you want to achieve. Your body will keep pulling you back to the same old patterns no matter how much you want to move forward. This is not about mindset or discipline or the New Year resolution or goal setting. This is biology. This is about your body and your nervous system not being on board with your goals. So instead of rushing into this new stage or new chapter in January, I'm inviting you to honor and give yourself permission to honor where you are at this particular moment and ask yourself, are you ready to close this chapter? Does this chapter need a little bit more time for you to process it? Is there any more lessons or learning that you're supposed to engage with that it doesn't feel completely done with yet? Some new beginnings take a little bit longer to bloom. Are you ready for that new beginning? So instead of rushing into it, give yourself enough time to process that. Let the process unfold naturally. And when you're ready, you can claim that new beginning for yourself. So instead of setting new goals or writing things down about what you want to achieve this year, why not think about what you have learned in the past year? Are you ready to let go of those lessons? Is there anything else that you might want to bring in with you into the new year? What has worked? What hasn't worked? And I think this is a very important question to ask yourself. What feels meaningful for me to move forward with? So rather than just writing down all these things that you want to achieve, think about, does it feel meaningful to where I am in my life right at this moment? And this one is a big one. Aligning yourself with your nervous system. So if you're thinking about goals or thinking about things that you want to achieve and they feel very overwhelming or triggering, then maybe you need to think about how you can get your body more on board, make it into the smaller goals so that it feels safer for you to leap into that. So you need to work with your body and your nervous system, not against it, so that you can create aligned goals and actions that feel safe and exciting for you. And when you're approaching the new year, approaching the new you from that perspective, it feels a lot more aligned to where you are now. So when you give yourself permission to actually set your own rhythm, a few magical, amazing things start to happen. Firstly, you let go of this weight that you carry on your shoulder for unrealistic expectations that you have of yourself. Secondly, you make room for genuine clarity and genuine progress. And most importantly, you create space for meaningful growth and sustainable growth in your life. So if you're searching for true growth, I want you to listen up, because true growth cannot be built on shaky foundation. So we cannot access the true growth with unprocessed past traumas or dysregulated nervous system or even unprocessed past programming. That can only take you so far. So think about this. What feels unfinished in your life right now? What is it that you want to process and let go of? And what is the outlook that you want to have for yourself, for your future self, and for your future growth or success? And rather than jumping into that future self or that future growth, I want you to stop for a moment and honor where you are right now. Really have a reflective moment or moments as to what it is that you want to change. And then I want you to think about where your body is in terms of how your body feels in relation to safety. And then I want you to spend a little bit of time doing some of the inner work and doing some of the programming or releasing the programming so that it feels comfortable, safe, and aligned to take actions. Otherwise, we will be having the same conversation next year this time, because you're jumping into unrealistic expectations of yourself with a dysregulated nervous system and without really considering whether or not you're ready to let go of the last chapter. So this year, let's focus on the new beginnings that actually matter. Not because it's January, but because you are ready. And this year, let's do things differently and let's do it your way. If this resonates, feel free to download my free 2025 weekly planner. I will leave it in the description box for you. And feel free to check out my website for more resources and tools.